Alright guys, welcome to another tech video. Today we are installing a Smart Carb onto a 2021 YZ250. This gentleman just wants it to be trouble-free and not have to mess with anything. So yeah, we are going to install that. I took the whole thing apart. Didn't show you guys how I did that because it's pretty simple. But we got the Smart Carb. Let's go grab that thing and take a look. There we go. We are not a Smart Carb dealer. I'm sure we could be, but honestly, with some of these little companies like this, it's just easier to let the customer order it themselves and bring it in, because they don't really have much margin in it for us, and yeah, it's just easier. So, one of the things that I like better about Smart Carbs over Electrons is if you are putting it onto a YZ, they come, you can order it with a throttle position sensor. So that's pretty cool. Wow, lots of stickers. Boom, there we go. This is the SC2. It's got, like I said, throttle position sensor on it, all ready to go. Quick little lesson on these things. These and the Electrons are metering rod carbs, so they don't really have jets per se. They have one hole that comes out, but then they have a metering rod that's in there that's shaped. It's got a flat side on the lee side of the Venturi, so the downwind side of the Venturi, and it tapers. The cool thing about Smart Carbs over Electrons is you can adjust the needle right here from the outside. So if it needs some fine tuning for altitude or whatever, you can do it. Because honestly, no matter what they say, these things aren't just perfect everywhere. They are a little more forgiving than a normal carburetor as far as jetting, but they aren't perfect. So it is actually really nice to be able to tune it on the fly. So there's that. Comes with lots of information. Honestly, too much information. But it's, I don't know, if a guy cares, it's pretty nice. It's got what the settings were, how many clicks, anyway, whatever. So lots of stuff, installation manual, things. Let's just see if there's anything real interesting. So here, this is good. So if you're going to adjust the clicker on these things, what you do is you raise the slide, so you hold the thing wide open, and then you push down on this, and you go right for richer or left for leaner. So, and that's just for low speed, low RPM speed stuff. So like once you start to open this thing on the gas, this has a lot less to do with how it responds. So also it's nice because the choke is on the correct side on the left, so you can reach in there and get it without burning your stinking hand on the pipe like Electron. So overall, I think is a much better carburetor. So, yeah, I'm gonna go put it on, and then I have a tank to put on this thing too. We're gonna get that done, and then we'll take it for a spin and see how it is. Oh, also, another really handy thing about Smart Carbs versus Electrons is that you just use the stock cable. Like, you don't have to buy a whole nother cable and throttle assembly and all that junk. Like, honestly, the Electron situation is just, I don't love it. I've owned 2 Electrons myself on my own bike, so just not a huge fan. If I were going to do another aftermarket carburetor, it would be one of these. But I personally like my Keyens and my Mikunis, but I don't feel like the need to spend all this money. All right, so that's nice too. Allens are metric and not American like the dumb Electron. Honestly, guys, like the Electron guys, I do not know why they have SAE bolts on their carburetor because they're made for Japanese bikes. So I don't know, or European bikes, I guess. Doesn't make any sense. When I do a carb of any kind, I like to take the slide cap off, install that first, then put the carburetor on, put the slide on. So there we go. Definitely interesting setup. There's what the slide looks like. So the cable is going to go in here, and then this is the adjustment for the thing. So this is interesting. If you guys have never seen it, let me see. I can. So focus. There we go. So there's a little adjuster. So you push it in. See that little hex, that little Allen grabs a hold of the top right there, and then either it goes up or out for richer or in for leaner. So that's pretty cool, actually. That's super cool. All right, so there we go. Got that all on there. This goes normally. Oh, there's that. He's beat. So yeah, that's super simple. Now I'm gonna grab the carburetor, we'll push it in, and then we'll install the rest of this and get this tank on. All right, guys, so we got the carb mounted up. It's all ready to go. Quick note, to get this carb into that hole like that, it is very helpful to just take this clamp off of the boot and slide it in and let this boot mush around to get it in there. Otherwise, it really doesn't want to go in there. So now we got the cap all tightened down. Now we got to check the throttle free play, which, just like any other carburetor, you just want to have a little bit of free play. So that actually might be a little too much, but too much is way better than not enough. So we're going to run that, and we can adjust it up here later. So now I'm going to tighten down the throttle cable into the cap so it doesn't back off. Another thing to think about here, guys, is this. You want to make sure, so it's plugged in, obviously. You want to make sure this gets zip tied up out of the way so it doesn't end up on the pipe and melting through. So we'll get that zip tied up and out of the way. And then next is to put the subframe back on. Then we're going to put the tank on and get everything ready and fire it up. So I will probably, I'll probably just check in once we get the tank and everything on. We're going to fire it up. That's pretty much it. And then we'll tune it if we need to. I'll show you how we do that. All right, so we got the tank on there, got gas in it, got everything routed. These at Sherbus tanks, honestly, they've got the 2 outlets, which should be cool because it'll pull gas from both sides. But the hoses they send and the little Y thing, anyway, whatever. I think I got it dialed in so it won't mess up. Choke is up, and so now we're just going to kick it and see what happens. All right, so it seems all right. I don't love it yet. So, but I also noticed that he's got this ridiculous spark arrestor thing in here that's probably already getting clogged up because of how rich it's been running. So I'm gonna take that out and see if it runs better, and we'll sort out what we gotta do about a spark arrestor. Alright guys, it's not quite right yet. We're gonna see if we can tune that. I think it needs to be a little leaner. Alright, so we just did 5 clicks. All right, I think I like it. I got the Smart Carb installed, running pretty good. It is really easy to adjust, so I'm gonna give it to Andy like that and let him fiddle with it. So now we gotta put the recluse in it. So like I said, I'm gonna film in-depth on that recluse install. And so you guys make sure you check that out. Should be pretty interesting if you've never done one. He got the Radius CX clutch, so it's the nicest one they make. Anyway, let's get to it.